What's going on, moviegoers all over the world? My name is Ryan D. You can only Ryan680.
One at Cloud X, right?
And I'm Justin at Dose of Stir.
And this is Alamo City Movie Talk. Movie Talk for movie fans, ladies and gentlemen. This is our spoilers review of Spider-Man Far From Home. Whatever device you're listening to us on, thank you for making us a part of your day, guys. Coming live down here from San Antonio, Texas, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get right to it, guys. Let's start off with the ratings. Cloud, what was your rating?
10.
I'm still like, we had to do a small little pause, guys. He's very bold, and I did the same thing with Justin. Give you the dirty look. 10. You stand behind that 10, all right? Stand behind it, brother.
Yeah, this movie's way better than Toy Story.
Oh, called out.
Shots fired.
Shots fired. Yeah, it's all good. It's all Disney, guys, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, they're still making money.
Sony.
Oh, okay. Oh, / Sony deal.
Yeah, whatever. Disney does not care. They're making the money.
7.5.
You know what? I'll stand by it. I'll do my 8.3 as my final. Yeah.
All right, 8.3, 8.25. You're not sure, you know?
No.
All right, let's get right to it, ladies and gentlemen. Going into the very beginning of this movie, guys, we're gonna go try to pretty much do scene by scene of it, and we're gonna mention every single spoilers, guys. So spoilers. If you haven't seen this movie, guys, or you don't want to see spoilers, be sure to check out our regular review on our YouTube channel. I have the link posted up above us, guys. All right, spoilers. Again, spoilers. Do apologize, spoilers. I'm saying it like over and over again. The guys are probably getting annoyed at me right now. No. Spoilers. Nope. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Let's get right to it. You know, seeing a Spider-Man, neighborhood Spider-Man, trying to cope and trying to just be a neighborhood Spider-Man, but not only a neighborhood Spider-Man, trying to just take a vacation from it. I love that he wanted a vacation from being a hero. I love that idea. I love that concept. That was really good writing as far as the story. Like, I was just like, where do you take this next Spider-Man after Homecoming, after Endgame, of course? Where do you take this character, this teenager, and where do you put him in our world, in our reality world, in this time frame? And to see him, like, he's just like, I'm tired of this. I just want to break. And
everybody needs a vacation, man.
Just be a kid. Like, he just wants the normal life. And I love that concept. I love that. That was really good writing, I would say, on that part, because that story really did progress. It felt heartwarming because he just wants to be a normal kid, Cloud, I know you know the Spider-Man character back from back to front.
Yeah, I love that. I love that about this. He always has that internal conflict.
Yeah.
And I love it because in Homecoming, we see he wants to do something.
Yes, he wants to be an Avenger.
He's calling Iron Man, like, yo, you got anything for me?
He's calling John Fabio. He's calling Happy all the time.
Maybe it's from the snap. He's like, man, I died technically. I came back.
Yep.
Maybe these 5 years.
Yep.
Maybe, like, they had his vacation plan. He just wants to enjoy himself.
That's funny. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I keep forgetting about that. Yeah.
It's not happening. So I love that about this. He's just conflicted between being a superhero, which is something he really wanted, but now he's kind of on the fence about it.
Yes.
And then to being a teenager, which is what he is, and then they don't throw in the with great power comes great responsibility. Yeah. But they do show that responsibility. You have that responsibility.
Obviously, and we
Ben.
Yeah, and we do we just see him, like I know you mentioned in our regular review. We see both character development between Peter Parker and Spider-Man, and to see them just become the hero that he needs to be, and see Peter Parker to just like he just wants to be a kid, but he needs to grow up a little bit, like in a sense. He just needs to. I don't want to say get mature. I feel like he just needs to progress, and he doesn't want to. He wants to be a kid. He wants to be a normal kid, and. I'm gonna say this. I loved when John Favreau came on camera. I loved it so much. We just got done seeing him.
I just love John Favreau.
Yeah, I just love him in general. He did He's doing Lion King. He did Jungle Book. He's done Chef. He did a Chef series on Netflix. Yeah, I love that Chef series. Yeah, that was what It must be very cool and very great to have to be friends with John Favreau, because he's just like
to be John Favreau.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, and just he's literally having lunch with Tom Holland, Tony Stark, the Russo brothers in his Netflix series. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't checked it out, be sure to check it out, guys. It's a
really
great
recommend
series.
it.
Yeah, have you checked it out?
Yeah,
oh yeah, great, right?
I love cooking shows in general. This was like John Favreau cooking. It was awesome.
Right? I loved it so much. So going into this, we already know his background and everything. John Favreau, I loved every bit of it when he was on camera. I was just like, man, this guy's hilarious. I love him, and to see that he actually had a crush on Aunt May, which is kind of funny. I was just like, okay, we kind of got a little hint of that. From
I do too. I do too.
Well, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Are you sure you don't wish you had a crush, or you have a crush on that? Maybe.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh my god, who wouldn't? God, those mom jeans were on point. I'll say that.
All right. We actually got a point of view of a world without Tony Stark. and to see Tony Stark's face everywhere, man, that's crazy. At the airports, we see him everywhere on the walls, everywhere. Pictures of him.
This all was kind of like a European trip. It was all over
Europe. All over Europe, Italy, Australia.
Italy represent.
Netherlands. Oh, Netherlands, London. I mean, just I love all the settings that they did go to. I love
no love for the rest of the characters, though.
You know,
where's my monuments of vision?
In the beginning, we got the little.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that was good. I did love that too. Like we did get a little bit more in the very beginning of in the school. Was it Tony? No, I'm sorry. It was Tony Parker. Why am I saying Tony Parker? Peter Parker's school.
Then we got Kawhi Leonard on there too.
Duncan. Don't say that name ever again.
You want a championship, bro?
But you know, I did love. Like I say it again, like in a regular review, I love Zendaya in this. Like she was really great. Mm-hmm. She really has a new feel when it comes to just the love interest of Peter Parker, because I would say this is a new chemistry between Peter Parker and just another love interest. And I love that about it, because it was just like she's shy and she was. I mean, I loved her character in it. So I mean, I'm on a Zendaya mood right now after seeing Euphoria. So I love seeing her. And then Tom Holland, man. I mean, this guy is just he truly is Spider-Man, and I loved it so much. Speaking of behind the scenes story, they did mention in the Chef series was that. He actually did to do an audition. He actually did an audition with Tony Stark, and he was just so nervous about it. I'm pretty sure we all heard it, and it was just I loved it because he started blushing like on camera. It was just so natural. Yeah. He just got red. I was just like, what the heck? It was just awesome. I was just like, man, I'm here with Tony Stark. Like, oh my god, like he's just I think he's a natural kid, and you see that.
Oh my god, it's Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god. And also, he did just get done dressing up in a children's hospital too. That was a really good one. Also, he was just at Disneyland, so that's he's doing great charity work, and I love that so much.
Yeah.
As an individual, as a person, going into this, Jake Gyllenhaal, I love this suit was phenomenal. I loved his character up to a certain point, and I guess I don't want to go into that and cut into the middle of the movie. But did y'all like anything like before I cut to that scene that did y'all love anything about it like really stood out? That y'all love that y'all could take back with you for this movie?
You're talking about the beginning scene?
Yeah, any of the first act.
Any of the first act?
Yeah.
The whole introduction into Mysterio, I actually liked it. I was actually, when they announced that Jake Gyllenhaal was going to play Mysterio, that's like, honestly, if they would have casted Jake Gyllenhaal for any other villain or superhero in the Marvel universe, I would have been excited, because Jake Gyllenhaal is just a phenomenal actor.
Yeah.
Pretty much anything that he does, anything he touches, it's gold. Yeah. He's exactly. One of those actors that like put him in any role and he like kills it.
Yep. I love it. End of Watch, Nightcrawler. We mentioned in a lot of movies in our regular review. Great actor. Michael Pena. We got. Okay, so I didn't. I want to say I liked it to a certain extent because, it did tie in, guys, but it did tie into Tony Stark and to the very, almost characters very beginning in the very first Iron Man, and then also tied into, what was the... Civil War, there you go, yeah. Civil War, where that illusion and everything, and just how Jake Gyllenhaal was in the background, and, I was okay with that until we found out that he really doesn't have magic or dark magic like Doctor Strange or anything like that. He doesn't have like magic whatsoever. I did not like that at all. And I know you said you loved it and you gave it a 10. So tell me, what did you love? Like, as far as
the master of illusions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, him portraying this illusion without the magic, finding a way with technical advances. Mm-hmm. We get like with that guy from Iron Man 1. We get the Barf from Civil War, which I loved, because I think the Russo brothers said like there's something in Civil War that's gonna come back and you're gonna see it. Technology. Yeah. Everyone was like making fan theories. Oh, they're gonna use that hologram system to defeat Thanos. We didn't see it at all, and
dang.
But then we see it in this one.
Yeah, and it makes sense.
And it made sense, and it worked so well. And then again, the whole movie was paced too fast. Beginning with the elementals, they weren't real, which I kind of hated. I was like, man, it would have been nice. I thought when they cast Mysterio, I thought elementals, they defeat them. Mysterio goes mad, and post-credit scene, he's evil.
Yeah.
I did not expect him halfway through the movie to be
So it got you. You got tricked. I guess you could say I got tricked.
I
got tricked. Everyone got tricked.
I knew he was a villain.
Yeah.
But it was a twist how it happened so quick.
Exactly. Yeah.
But then it made sense. Like that's why I liked it. It made sense.
It's almost. I know a lot of people are going to compare this to, and I'm at fault comparing it almost because I know I mentioned it too off camera. I compared this a lot to the Mandarin. Like I'm just like.
The reason I don't... Okay, the Mandarin, the person playing the Mandarin...
Wasn't
the hired actor.
They hired an actor. Yeah, exactly. And it was a legit actor.
And it was like a set. Like they recorded a dude. It wasn't an illusion. I mean, it was an allusion to Iron Man.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like for us. They weren't doing anything technological advances to make him
but I guess
a villain.
I guess I just compared it right away. Right when that twist happened, I'm just like, man, he's not really like... He doesn't... go into his full villain potential, but then again, you liked it because it made sense with the technology and everything.
And then it makes sense in the cinematic universe.
In the Marvel,
It would have been nice, like, hey, he did come from alternate dimension. That wasn't.
Yeah, that was
awesome.
Okay,
that threw off everybody.
He did say Earth 830. Is that true in the comics at all?
No. 616 is our universe, which he is a part of, though.
Okay, so he is
is part of our universe. But
what about the 833 he mentioned?
That's just probably
okay. All right.
Yeah. Well, that one that he's mentioning, there is an actual alternate universe where Mysterio is a good guy.
Okay.
So that's why when me and my friend David were watching it, we mentioned that like maybe this is
that
maybe that's what they're gonna do.
That would have been very believable too, the way he plays it out. But then it gets debunked.
Yeah.
And he even says it like everyone's gonna believe it.
Yeah.
And he tricks everyone, which I loved. And
I even like too that. Like in the credits, they even said like when Thanos did the snap, like that tore open. They even said that in the trailers. But then like there's no mention of this whatsoever.
Yeah,
and I wish I loved it. Again, I made it.
Well, see, you know what? We didn't even get. Did we even get that scene in the movie? No, we didn't.
No, well, I mean, movie, and we didn't get the scene with Iron Spider.
We got we got when they were showing the clips of what happened during the school. They actually show like the people when there was a band
that was
a band presence going on.
Yeah,
they show like people disappeared and then they show them like reappear.
And then reappeared during like a game or something. And then like
which kind of like that raises questions like, man, imagine if someone was on a boat in the middle of the ocean, reappear.
Like I came to my apartment.
Yeah.
Well, see, they're 5 years. And it sucks. You have to redo school again. Like that sucked very bad because it's just like they even complain about I have to do my midterms again. I was like, do they really? And then also, Flash was drinking, and I was just like, oh, he's really 21? Sick. He
blipped.
He blipped. There you go. And then like she took it right away. Boom, that was good. Yeah. I did love that Tom Holland, not only that he wanted to, be a part of, MJ's, he wanted to be MJ's, lover and all that. So I love that so much because he was just like determined during the plane. I love that because he's just the character development with him and Zendaya. It was just, I loved it so much. And also we do get an insight on his friends. And I love that too because his friend, Ned, right? His friend Ned, like I love that he got a little love interest there. I love that a lot. It was just like oh, we got off the plane, we had a lot in common, and then coming back they're just like, oh yeah, we don't have it. It was just hilarious.
People change.
I'm a man, and like it just you know what I did love though throughout the movie, it was that every time they would he would have her backpack and a cap. Did you notice that, like the way Ned was wearing, like it's just like, okay, coming honey, coming dear, like that was amazing. I love that. That was good. That was good laughter right there. I love they really did really good as far as comic relief in this movie because you can't just be too serious after coming off just Endgame, just all that catastrophe and everything. So I did like I said, I got tricked by the elements, man. The elements were really good. The graphics. What did y'all think about the graphics in this movie?
It was awesome.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I really love the Mysterio.
Dude, Mysterio's mad. Like
that's what I was on the fence about how they're gonna play this fight scene.
Yeah.
And I loved it. Dude, the whole time he's fighting.
I wanted that to be real though. Like the graphics were great and everything, but I wanted it to be his real magic. That's what I was all
but even in the comic, it's an illusion. Like,
everything
that happens plays out with the drones, with the projection. It would happen like that, even if it
it would have happened regardless.
But I loved it because like he tries to sling Mysterio, he pulls him towards him, but it's like a giant crane.
Crane.
He's basically fighting himself, which I loved it.
I will say this though, not to
Peter Tingle.
Peter Tingle, not to say like Jake Gyllenhaal did a bad job or anything. No, but I did love those illusions when he was fighting off against Spider-Man. like doing that
definitely.
the first time he did, that was great. Yeah, that was great. And then we found out, it wasn't really like okay. But besides that, like, I loved so much. I'm not gonna base everything on that because Jake Gyllenhaal was the best Mysterio he could ever be.
Put into it too.
Yes,
like,
yeah,
yes, man. You see the rage and like, man,
yeah,
it was
like.
great.
The only thing I did not love was how at the in the bar scene how they were just like at the very end he was doing like this chant and like this cult like thing. I didn't like that. It didn't go good with me.
It was kind of like it was just like an after meeting, like after work meeting, like good job everyone, you did your part. I mean, I kind of liked it. I kind of liked it because like if they didn't do that, I would have been like, what does this person have like to do with all this, or like why is this person doing it?
He was like he did everything in front of Spider-Man.
Every person,
I tricked them. Like,
and see, at the same time though, you're just like, how did Nick Fury fall for all this and everything? But we'll get right to that. We know how did Nick Fury fall for everything of this, but at the same time though, I'm just like, I don't know. I kind of wasn't believable that Spider-Man would give this weapon to him. Like, I believe it. I didn't really.
He's a kid, man.
Yeah.
And then like,
to be honest, why didn't you give it to? I mean, I guess they did say in the scene like, why wouldn't they give it to Nick Fury? But of all people, you would at least give it a Happy or just to Nick Fury or somebody, Thor. I mean, come on, somebody. Even though they weren't in this movie, but but he could just be like, okay, give these back to Samuel Jackson. Give these back to Nick Fury and just be like, all right, just hold him for Thor or something, But I mean, just. He was the Avenger, and he knew. I mean, they said it so many times. Even John Favreau said it, like, Tony would not have done it if he knew that you were not going to be. If he knew that you were not going to be here, like he did it for a reason. And yeah, so that that bar scene I didn't like. If they would have took that out, I would have been happy. I'll say that.
Nah, I think it was very needed. Like you said, you're like, I don't know why he gave it to him. Well, I mean, you also got to see that Mysterio, even though he wasn't really Mysterio, he played the Mysterio character pretty well.
Emphasizing with him
you always got to remember that the Mysterio is the master of illusion and trickery.
My next question: whenever he was going into that suit, because you know how she was ironing the suit and whatnot, like how did he get in the actual physical? Because remember, it was all an illusion. Mm-hmm. How did he get to the actual physical suit? Whenever he went inside that, right before the bar scene. When he went inside that thing, that element,
there was a real
fire.
Yeah, there was an actual real
suit. So there was a real suit. But remember, there was the illusion or whatever. Like, that's not really him up there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, what I was questioning was that, like, maybe he was already in the suit and he just came out from that thing, right? He came out of that fire. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking,
yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying.
He was saying at the end, like, I need the suit ready.
Yeah.
Ironed or steamed.
Yeah, steamed. I'm about to meet the queen. So, I mean, just... Like I fell for it really bad. I mean, and then again, I'll say it again. It's just the character development between Tom Holland. I love that scene, especially between him and Jake Gyllenhaal. Mysterio when they were up in the roof. I love that scene a lot because that really showed like you could tell like Mysterio was a really like. It's funny because
he did feel bad. Like, even at the end, he felt bad.
Like he even said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry this had to happen and whatnot. And to see to see Jake Gyllenhaal become this villain, I loved it. Like I said, I loved it so much until that. I don't know why I keep mentioning that until that scene. But anything else that y'all want to mention, guys? As far as like we go to the climax of the movie.
Man, I mean, there's a number of things. A lot of people there's gonna be people who are not really comic savvy, and they're gonna like this. People who know of Mysterio and everything, they're kind of gonna be conflicted on this whole like way that Marvel went through. But like I explained to y'all, like I'm on the fence with it, on the direction that they went with them, just because of course we know the Mysterio from the comics and everything, the whole him of having magic and everything, he actually creates these illusions. And then I mentioned which a lot of people are going to know this because it was a popular game. It was one of the most popular Spider-Man games that came out, Spider-Man 2, for the original Xbox. The actual Quentin Beck who is Mysterio is not magic. He's just this very smart dude who uses the technology to fool Spider-Man into thinking that he's just this god and everything. And then of course they show at the end where like he actually shows up and fights Spider-Man in person, just like big and strong, and then Spider-Man like hits him once and then breaks his helmet and everything. and like it actually shows that, you know, he's not magic. He's just this dude who has the technology, which, you know, that's why I'm on the fence about it, you know, because there's so many different ways you can tell a character. But the only thing that I did not like about it is that he was not actually Quentin Beck. Okay. You know, like the whole Quentin Beck was made up. That's the only thing that I didn't like.
Okay. No, yeah.
But, you know, as far as the whole Mysterio character and everything.
Do you think fans are going to be split up on this cloud? Do you think fans are going to be split up on the comic-wise and then moviegoers and then regular and then not so regular moviegoers?
I don't, just because, honestly, a lot of people who keep up with the cinematic universe aren't fans of comics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
I could agree to that.
Yeah, but
unfortunately don't read comics anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe people who watch the animated series, I could see that be more believable.
Yeah. But you know, in all honesty, like
they're gonna be split up too. Moviegoers come.
Yes and no. I mean, honestly, it's a real like coin flip and everything because you know, like, I mean, we're so far into the MCU that people who read the comics are like not expecting it to be 100% true.
Just like it, yeah.
Yeah. So as long as it makes sense,
which it does,
or at least you know, kind of goes along mostly with the comic, or at least you know, like it's like, you know, at least 80 to 70% true to the comics. I mean, honestly, I can just see everybody's just glad and happy to see Mysterio finally on the screen.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah, I loved every bit of it, but I think fans are really they're gonna be like, oh, this is like, they're gonna compare it to like the Mandarin almost in a sense.
I don't
like
think
that.
so.
I don't think anybody is. I feel like you're gonna be the only.
Oh, okay, all right. Hey, if I am, let me be. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, everyone loves to forget Iron Man 3. I say that. Yeah. We forget it existed. So. All right, so going to the climax of this movie, you know, just to see the drones and everything go up against Happy, to go against his friends and everything. You know, I did love that scene where they were going to, where they were in the, they were going in the, not the dungeon. What was it?
Yeah, they're in there.
It's in the
safe
vault.
Vault. Yeah, the museum. Yeah,
the museum.
That was pretty good. And then also, I did love how realistic it was because the soldiers started shooting at him too. That's why I love that. I was like, oh, okay, so. You know, maybe they'll help him out, but then obviously they died or whatever. But
it's kind of rare that the British soldiers would carry guns like that. But yeah,
I did love that scene. It's just like you know, of course, the climax of this movie, you know, between Spider-Man and Jake Gyllenhaal, and then also right before that, before we get into that major scene, we get a new Spidey suit. And to see this new Spidey suit, is this Spidey suit in the comics whatsoever, or?
Honestly, there's like so many Spider-Man suits, dude.
It's too many to remember. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they've even got the ones that are in the video games and everything.
Okay,
but you know, I loved to see him. Like it reminded me of just an early Iron Man film where he was putting together the suit and everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's why. Yeah, that's they paid montage to
Led Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin, guys. Led Zeppelin. Yeah.
So like the thing that I loved about it is you know, going from Homecoming to this film, we see we see Peter. He's learning to adapt to these villains that he has. You know, like when he first fought Shocker, he learned, hey, you know, I got to insulate my suit and everything. And then, you know, going to Mysterio, where he had to implement the EMP shock onto his web shooters to take down the drones. You know, so, and I like the whole like him like customizing and everything like that, because I feel like later on in the MCU we're gonna see it's gonna be like the Spider-Man games where he's just like he's gonna have different suits and everything.
Post-credit scene, you think we will?
Yeah, I really do think so.
That's how they're gonna play this.
You know, and I know we loved. I also loved how I think they mentioned, or somebody mentioned on the movie was oh yeah, we're not giving Star Wars references or something, or like I love that. And it's awesome because he actually has a TIE bomber. If you go to the very big first act of the movie, in his room in the corner, there's a TIE bomber right there. I noticed that right away because I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I love that. I was like, dang. He put
and then we also have the acknowledgement from Nick Fury himself of Star Wars.
Yeah.
No reference towards Mace Windu.
Mace Windu, yeah. You know. You never know. Spoiler. You never know. We're getting a Star Wars movie at the end of this year. All right, so I guess we'll go to that one scene between the climax of the movie, and well, right before that, they do pay a lot of respects towards like you mentioned already, the AC/DC song or the Led Zeppelin song. They did pay a lot of, and you know what's funny is that we were happy to see that, but I think John Favreau was more happy to see because he just saw like Tony Stark in him.
Yeah,
and it just
definitely.
he smiled, he made a big old smile, he got red. That was natural. I don't know, I felt like it was natural.
I feel like it was natural.
Yeah, I was just like, dang, like, because he's not, Robert Downey Jr. is not in this movie anymore, so in the MCU anymore. So I love that a lot. Yeah, so that that one-on-one scene with the illusions and everything, that was freaking great. Gosh, I didn't think it was gonna be great.
I fell in love with it because I finally saw that. I feel like Spider-Man now, fully controls and gets the feel of his powers. Because like before, we never really got a glimpse of the Spidey sense, until like we actually saw like the hairs raised and everything in Infinity War. Yeah. But now like he's actually starting to utilize it, and it's acknowledged that is one of his main powers.
Spidey sense, aka what is it, Cloud?
What, Peter Tingle?
Peter Tingle, the Spidey Tingle.
Well, I'm assuming from the snap, like when he came back, I assumed he wasn't feeling the Spidey sense no more though. I don't think that he wasn't utilizing it because in the beginning I made those in banana.
Oh yeah. That was a test.
Maybe everything. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff on his mind.
But it was awesome scene, and I like it. They did it different. It wasn't like Andrew Garfield's or terrible Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, where Spidey sense is always in slow motion. They didn't have to do that. It was like with Flash, like he looks at it and then
I kind of like that. I like that. I love that.
Pushes in his I like that. It was just regular.
It was just a fucking
slow motion.
sense.
Yeah, I hated
that. It went fast at the beginning, or it went slow at the beginning, just slow. Hey, I love that Tobey Maguire scene. We're just like, what the heck?
No one loves that.
Oh man. So I love the illusions in this one, and it tricked me again. I'll give him that. He tricked me again at the very end. Like whenever we think Jake Gyllenhaal got shot, that was another. I fell for that. Did you fall for that?
No.
Oh no. Okay.
Did you? No, I didn't.
Okay.
I feel like I was like, man, something's gonna happen, and then sure enough.
And sure enough, he freaking listened to Spidey.
I loved that.
And what was the plan, guys? What was the plan? What's the plan, Spidey? Spidey Tingle. That's what we're gonna rely on. I loved this climax of this movie. It was really good, and they still hit it up with the jokes, which I love because it really shows a feel that this is the tone and this is the feel and momentum of Spider-Man. And you feel like this because you giving it a 10 out of 10. You feel like this is 100% Spider-Man movie that we really have ever wanted in any Spider-Man Marvel movie, anything like that. You agree this is the best Spider-Man movie.
I think doing a really good job with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah.
I will say I'm a little disappointed, although it may not be true because he is the master of illusion, that of the death of Mysterio.
Yeah.
I mean, awesome death scene, but I didn't want to see that. In all honesty, like I kind of wish that maybe him still be alive. They put him into custody, and then he actually go and search out for that power. And then actually make a true Mysterio. Maybe that's a little bit too much to ask for. I don't know, but I mean, I was just a little disappointed in that he was killed.
I will say this, I will say this. I guess this is my statement: it's a Spider-Man movie that makes us burst with laughter. A great ending to the Infinity War saga. I'll say that. So now let's go into the end credit scenes, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna talk about end credit scenes and what they really mean, and I know you mentioned our regular review. We have questions now, like what's to come next? Because you really
questions.
Do we really have a sense of where it goes to after this, like at all? Like, like what? He doesn't even give us a hint what the next movie is gonna be. Like it really doesn't.
Not just the movie, but just in the Spider-Man universe in general.
Do we expect Sinister Six?
That's one of the questions. I mean, it could lead. Yeah. I mean, there's no hint. Yeah. There's no hint of it, but I mean, if you kind of look at it, I mean, this could make a very good way for it.
Could have been watching that,
Well, Sinister Six is gonna have the same issue Andrew Garfield had, same issue Tobey Maguire had. You're jamming too many villains in a movie.
Yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out when the next. They don't know when the next Spider-Man movie is, but
honestly, with the whole end credit scene. So of course we see Peter and MJ. You know, Peter Spider-Man. He's taking MJ on for a ride on a swing. You know, and then it ends with him, you know, landing her on the ground and everything, and she's all like, "Yeah, I'm not doing that no more," which was hilarious.
Her hair was all over the place.
Yeah, and then we see like there's a news report right there, and then right as soon as I heard the news report, I was like, "All right, I'm getting chills right here," like, you know, and I'm kind of shaking just about it.
Awesome.
So we get,
ladies and gentlemen,
the first, like, we see him. He turns to the big screen. We see the Daily Bugle, and like right there, everyone was just like
cheering,
what,
laughing,
and then we see something that everyone had been wanting to see again and did not want anybody else to play.
AKA James Gordon, guys, in the DC universe.
Why you gotta kill me? We see,
good movie,
we see
get out of here.
We see the infamous J. Jonah Jameson, played by none other
J.K.
than
Simmons,
Simmons.
Oscar-winning J.K. Simmons. I mean, just a great actor. I mean, we've seen him in so many movies.
We see an older J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah. I like that.
It would have been okay if they recast it, honestly. Not that J.K. Simmons did a bad job the first time. He was, like, very iconic. Mm-hmm. But it would have been a perfect time to recast him.
Okay.
Right. But we got who we got.
Yes and no. Yes and no. I mean, in all honesty,
with it. I mean, I'm down.
We still would have had people been like, I want J.K. Simmons. Yeah. But, dude, honestly, like, and just seeing him.
Also, we do get a sense of, like, since he's taking selfies of himself, we get a sense, like, maybe I want to pursue photography or something. I don't know. I was just like, maybe we get a small...
I felt like that was a little bit of an ode to the PlayStation game. Because he does do that exact same pose as well. So
yeah.
The only thing I didn't mind the whole... Spider-Man's a villain. Like, we're
dude, everyone's now against him now. Like, what?
Yeah,
like,
the only thing I hated was they revealed his identity.
Yes. Oh my god, everyone freaked out in the theater, guys. I kid you not. Everyone just like.
I didn't mind. Dude, like Spider-Man's a villain. That was Jameson's like biggest thing. He's a villain. They'll kind of like twist the truth or like.
Yeah.
I'm torn.
Nitpick. Yeah. So I mean, there's so many things that they can do with this. The one thing that came to my mind when they released his identity, it brought me to the Civil War comics.
Yeah.
When Spider-Man reveals his identity to the world, all hell breaks loose, and there's even a point where the villains catch him, and they beat the living hell out of him to where almost brink of death, and then of course Punisher comes and saves him. But yeah, that's it. I'm like torn against it because I'm like, why did they do it? But at the same time, it's like there's gonna be a lot of excitement in this. Yeah, like
it opens the door now. Like it just, I don't know. I feel like they might be leaning towards the Sinister Six, man. I mean,
why? It just why? What makes that make it lean to Sinister Six?
It just, I just feel like, you know, that Dr. like, because I mean, Mysterio did join up with, you know, with the Sinister Six, Dr. Octopus and everything. And I don't know. I just feel like we don't have any hints that Dr. Octopus is coming out whatsoever. We don't have any hints, but we did get hints in Homecoming that Vulture and Scorpion.
It wasn't 100% confirmed on Scorpion,
but it was just a tad. Yeah, so maybe there's other villains here because I mean, just maybe they're just gathering now that they could see it on camera and on TV now. Like, all right, now Michael Keane, I could see Michael Keane now be like, all right, now time to get to work. Like, I don't know, I could just feel like maybe they're gonna at least Scorpion and Vulture.
But Vulture kind of liked Spider-Man at the end because he saved his life, led his daughter.
Could be something there could be something that could turn them. I mean, there's so many things. All I'm gonna say is that they just better do Rhino right this time. So
yeah, no, I mean, like I said, they don't give really. I'm just throwing speculation out there. It's not leading it like, oh my god, they show the suits or they show Dr. Octopus or anything. They don't show any other villains out there. They just show that end credit of that scene, and it's just speculation. I mean, it's either that or because Venom 2's coming out and Tom Hardy's gonna be in Venom 2. People want to see, you know, I know. It's funny, too, because we talk about high hopes before watching this. We did the trailer reaction. We talked how high hopes we had, and obviously it didn't go the way we wanted to. But anyways, but it's beside the point. But people want to see Tom Holland with Tom Hardy. And it's funny because it's both Toms. But
yeah, you know, like after this credit scene, after this post credit scene, you know, like I was telling Cloud earlier before you stepped in here that it just like if the end credit scene would have been like J. Jonah Jameson is getting off his little desk and everything. He's like, was that good? Was that good? All right, cool. He takes off his mic or whatever like that, and then he throws whatever he has in his hand. He's like, and you guys catch, and like it's Eddie Brock. He's like, oh, okay, like I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That's just something like, oh, that would have been cool. But then again, like one of the other things that would have been cool to see as well, because it was a rumor and it was something that was talked about all over Reddit, was there's a new occupant in the old Avengers Tower. That was one thing that was like so like, blown over and like discussed like all over the internet. And like I would have like loved to see, like maybe it would have been a little bit too early, maybe it would have been good. Yeah. But I would have loved to see just like after the credits and everything, just see like, there's like a crane like doing some adjustments to the building, and then like where the old Avengers logo was, like they just put like Oscorp, like boom.
Oh
like,
man, see that's another thing we didn't get hit on. We didn't get any Oscorp whatsoever. I really wanted to see something like just Oscorp bought out this or something, just to show that he exists.
Steering away from villains they've already used.
Yeah. Okay. I see that.
I think they're doing it for a move. Again, I was excited with the Vulture. He's underrated.
Yeah, they should get the Hobgoblin, not the Green Goblin, the Hobgoblin. That'll be good. Oh,
Hob. Not a hog.
Hobgoblin. Oh my god, I roll my R's, G's, and P's. Oh guys. Okay. So now let's go to the very end. Now, Cloud, describe to us what was that last end credits scene.
I didn't like that one. It was
really okay.
Nick Fury and Maria being Skrulls.
Skrulls. Yeah.
And they caught Nick Fury. He's in space. I'm pretty sure Captain Marvel is vacationing out there.
Yeah.
So that also left me with that left me with other questions. So I guess the Skrulls are, I guess we can say, officially good guys.
Yeah. They're enforcers,
at least.
Yeah.
They're the new SHIELD.
Nah, I think maybe they're just I honestly see it as Nick Fury now has the realization of, okay, it's not just us, it's officially not just us, so I'm gonna partner with these people to learn more about the universe. So, and then one of the questions I had was, okay, so when they do Guardians 3, is Nick Fury gonna be in there?
Oh man,
that's one of my questions that I asked.
Yeah, that would make somewhat sense. And then also if Adam, what's his name?
Adam West.
Adam Warlock.
Adam Warlock. If Adam Warlock's gonna be, in it on Guardians 3, but we'll talk about that another time. But
I mean, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, like there's so many questions like that I asked.
Yeah, and you didn't like it. I didn't mind it. I really thought I really would have rather seen Nick Fury doing a mission instead of just like vacationing and just chilling. I really wanted him to be doing like a mission with Captain Marvel or something, and that would have been better. I felt like, instead of him just like ignore or just like pick up the phone, just like whatever. The other thing is that I guess he told him all his codes then, right? I would think, because that's how John Favreau gave him the code about the surfboard. And then that's how I guess they figured it out. I was just like, oh dang! So this guy really manipulated Nick Fury in a way, because I didn't see that coming. Did y'all see that coming?
No.
Okay, I didn't see that coming at all. I fell for that. I was like, dang, what the heck? So, I get, like I said, I don't mind him being the Skrulls, but now to see that Nick Fury's actually not just doing Earth missions, I guess you could say he's just cruising, enjoying.
And then they made a little mention that they didn't know that the Kree had sleeper agents. They did do that little mention in there, so that also raises some other questions too as well. So,
alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so what, man? This has been a long spoilers review. We mentioned everything, guys. I do apologize.
So much more we can talk about, but
if you did stay with us, thank you for staying with us for so long, ladies and gentlemen. As always, I am your host, Ryan D. aka Ryan680.
I'm Juan at Cloud X Drive.
And I'm Justin at Dose of Stir.
And this is Alamo City Movie Talk, guys. Hit that subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. Give us a thumbs up if you like our review, guys. And again, I do apologize, it's so long, but we went in depth on everything. Cloud, what was your rating again? Give us
9.
Oh, no,
10.
I was like, what the heck? You brought it down? Hey, that's it. Just kidding. 7.5.
Then I'll give it an 8.3.
Okay, 8.3. 8 and a quarter. All right, guys. Have yourself a wonderful day. Thank you for making us a part of it. Stay classy, San Antonio. All right.